Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and today we are getting into Sword and Sorcery, Ancient Chronicles. So, a little bit of backstory. A little bit of backstory before we get started. I avoided this game like the plague because I never played Immortal Souls or anything of the sort. I was like, it's a big game. If I get into it, I'm probably going to go nuts and whatnot. And then along came Steve. And Steve said, "Hey, let me show you this cool game that you might like." And then I was like, "Okay, well, there's a lot of content for it, so I'll play it. It might be enjoyable, but I'm not going to go hunt down all the content for it. It might be super expensive, cost me $300. I don't have that to spend, so I'm safe." So I play the game and I love it. I'm like, okay, this game is insane. He taught me how to play on Tabletop Simulator on with Immortal Souls, and we just played the introductory campaign. And I played it, and I was like, I love this game. I knew I was gonna love this game, but it's too expensive, therefore I won't buy it. And then along came one of my patrons, Cybermage, who said, "Hey, the Kickstarter for the Legendary Hero Kickstarter is on sale on the Game Steward, where you get all the content, plus the Northwind stuff, plus the Kickstarter exclusives for $160. Damn it. So here we are, about to play a live playthrough of Sword and Sorcery Ancient Chronicles because of Steve and Cybermage. Thank you so much for spending my money. Who we got? Hey, Raphael, what's going on? I'm looking forward to this one. I have it, and I'm about halfway through, and I still feel I missed so many things. I'm excited that there's so much replayability if that's the case. Matthew, what's up? What's up? Hey, Canje. I also have this game, and it is just collecting dust on my shelf. So we're gonna play it together, and it won't collect dust, right? Because we'll be playing the game together, so we'll get to play. The Vampire Cave Gaming, yo, what's up? What's up? How's it going? Jack Potman, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? My name is Kenny. Is nice to meet you. My name is Kenny. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. All right, so how people get me to spend my money. Anyway, we're going to be getting into this. I do want to play through this as much as we can. So I'm going to be shifting and moving stuff around and trying to get a lot of gameplays in. There's only 10 missions in here, thank God. So I will just be playing the 10 missions, and we'll play through Ancient Chronicles. And if I have the other stuff, so we're probably going to play that too. It's showtime. I've got this too, but haven't gotten around to getting it to the table. Yeah, so let's do it. All right, let's get some information. We'll get down to the table. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to my patrons, my YouTube subscribers, and if you're neither just coming in to hang out, thank you, welcome as well. You've got plenty of room at this table with front row seats for all of you. So welcome. All right, let's get some information. So, Sword and Sorcery Ancient Chronicles, I saw that it kickstarted back in 2018, but it didn't deliver until 2021. Huh, that's interesting. I guess series games that, from what I hear, it's typical of them to have long delays when it comes to delivering, but they do deliver. So it's not, you'll never get your game, it's just, might be a little bit of time before you get your game. So, from what I understand of the fulfillment from the Kickstarter. There is a new Kickstarter that's going to be coming. It's like D&D, but different. I agree. There is a new Kickstarter that's going to be coming this spring that is Act 2, I think, of this saga. And then that's going to be the last of this saga, and then they'll move on to something else, I assume. 8.4 on Board Game Geek. I mean, it's getting some really good ratings. It's been over a year. It's been 2 years, right? So it's still getting really good ratings after 2 years. That makes me happy. 1 to 5 player, but best played 3. I'm going to be playing two-handed, so it's going to be me controlling 2 characters. I think 3 might be too much for all the symbols that are on this game for my brain to handle. 60 to 180 minutes playtime. That's fair. It took us a long time to get through the first scenario, but he was explaining stuff to me. Community says 12 plus can play, but look at the weight on this bad boy. 4.38 out of 5. What makes me happy of playing this game with you all is that you're all in the chat. You understood. You know, you're right here at the table. You've played this game. You understand the rules. So if I miss something, let me know, because I want to play it square. I think I got it. So we're gonna find out if I got it. Designer Simone and Nunzio created this wonderful, beautiful thing. Great group of art that works on it. The art's beautiful and published by Ares Games, which is Gremlin Project that built the game and whatnot. So it's really cool. Okay, let's get to the table. That was a lot. That was a lot. All right. So I've pre-set up everything so you didn't have to watch me do those things. And there's 10 billion setup videos on the internet, as you can see. But I will tell you about the characters I'm using, and then we'll get into the story and we'll get through everything. I never played this one because I'm a noob to board games. Don't you worry, you are more than welcome at this table. We are going to learn, we're going to have fun together. You'll see how quickly you pick this stuff up, because I picked this up quick. If you've played other dungeon crawlers, the theming is in here. And we'll talk about the differences and things like that. So don't worry, you are more than welcome here, and we are going to learn it together, okay? So, basically, we're going to go through the story. I've got from the Kickstarter stuff, they sent me an errata sheet so I can go through the errata whenever I'm reading from the Book of Secrets on what's going on. And then there's errata for the storybook that I can read when that time comes, so I have that stuff. August, what's going on? The bad part of playing solo games is that you can't cheat. And cheating in a game is half the fun. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so let's go through. This is the storybook, but I have it on a PDF so we can pull it up and read together. So let's go through just kind of like, why are we here? What are we doing? Who are we? That type of thing. So let's go with boom. All right, and I am going to, you could read that. I can't read that tiny writing, but I know you can because you're looking at it on a better screen than I have. But it says, my name is Marcus, High Cleric of the Divine Aneris, prior of the Monastery of Heaven Shine, and the last living adept of the Master Calidus, the only witness of what happened centuries ago. And it is I, the consular, who alone can tell thee of this ancient saga. Let me tell you of those days of high adventure. Time flows like a swollen river, unstoppable, careless about its surroundings. This is further remarked by the fact that my life, after more than 100 years, and notwithstanding the power our mighty Lady Anarius bestowed upon me, is fading away. I have been lucky. I have seen the resurrection of the heroes of the Talon Coast, living witness to their glorious quests, even taking part of it in some instances. Their memory, wherever they may be now, has aroused my curiosity and set in motion my investigations about my master high priest Calidus, and his knowledge of the resurrection ritual. Nay, even more than that. How did he become so close to that ancestral sorcery that he managed to perfectly control the invocation boundaries? The time spent in remembrance and among old, crumbling scrolls ultimately brought me to this secret crypt of the monastery, a place lit for the first time in ages by my small candle, dancing alone in the dark. Answers my age-born wisdom could not provide now lie before me in the pages of a small, worn tome entitled Ancient Chronicles of the Northern Lands. The pages I'm about to read seem to represent a never-ending story that repeats itself time and time again. It is a secret myth. I'm about to bring back to light a legend that begins with small yet powerful words, recorded memories of a faithful cleric of the three gods, and that was how it all began. So, hail, stranger! When I hear that, all I think of is from Diablo. Greetings! What can I do for you? Alright, so, hail, stranger. So we got the Book of Secrets is just kind of telling us a little bit of setup in the journey and the quest setup. It tells us all that good stuff that you could learn. But what we want to go to is we want to learn about our character, and then we will do our setup. Alright, so I will hide this because, you know. And then let's get into our characters. So, a bolt of mystical light awakens the ancient heroes from the sweet oblivion of their eternal sleep. All that once has come to be once again. As they open their eyes, the heroes contemplate an ethereal world blurred and wrapped in a translucent white mist. A few months later, the eternal silence of the infinite is broken by a choir. 3 voices sing together in their minds. All right, so our heroes that we're going to be taking on this adventure is going to be Artemis, the archer. That is her ghost soul form. So if we ever die, we go to ghost soul, and then we got to go to a shrine to resurrect. But she will begin the game in ghost soul form. But we are using the fun side of Artemis, which is she is a hunter, and we're using the chaos side. She has this ongoing thing, that infinite purple symbol that you see. That's the ongoing effect of predatory instinct. All your attacks against wounded enemies inflict when I get the sword and sorcery symbol on the dice that I roll. It does the act number of damage. So since we're in Act 1, it will do 1 extra damage. If we roll the miss symbol, it's actually a crit, where we get to go to the crit bag, which I'm super hyped about. She has 3 bag space. Her saving throw is the attack symbol. That's the hit symbol that you're seeing. And her movement is 4, right? The symbology is what makes this game complex. But because I'm going to explain the symbology and I'll say what these things are, it should make it a little bit easier. Hey, Jason, what's going on? Hey, I'm glad you're covering this game. I just got to the table and found my chair. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. I was waiting for you. All right, so when you get... Well, let me introduce the other characters, and then I'll go through these things as well. Our next is going to be Jian. Right? So that's a shadow show form. Oh, gosh. Her soul form. Her ghost soul form. I could speak, I promise. All right, one of the things that I want you to notice is you see that up right, that top right side, that F that's there, it looks like a rune. That's for faithful, right? So she is a faithful-based character. I'm using the Inquisitor because I punish the unworthy. So she is going Inquisitor Chaos side as well. The symbols that you see on the left, which is the 3 triangles, that is an action. So as an action, she can guard break, which means once per round, target enemy suffers either minus not the act that we're on, since we're on Act 1, -1 armor or -1 defense until we get to the next round. That's what time phase is. All right, we'll go through it, but that's what that means. One of my shelf of shame. So I carry 2 in my bag. My saving throw, if I ever need to save, I'm going to roll a die. Oh, Jason, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for the super chat. Her saving throw, whenever you have to roll saving throw, you roll 1 die. There are cards that let you roll more than 1, but just for sake of play, you're going to roll 1 die, and if you roll a star, you save. So that's your saving throw. And her movement is 3. That's what that means. All right. And that symbol up there with the circle with the 0 in it, that's distance. So if I'm going to do it, I have to be right in the exact square of the enemy, not a distance away. All right. Like I said, it's just the reason why this game's complex is symbology. Once you get over the symbology, it's a dungeon crawler like any other. All right. So let's talk about this, because you're like, well, how much health do they have? What did you mean take an action? How does that set up? You get this lovely crystal, which is a soul shard, which is who you are. This is you. This is your spirit, right? And what you see here is it's 2-sided. This is the chaos side, as you can see with the chaos image. And if you flip it over, this is the non-chaos side, or the whatever you call it. Non-chaos. So when you flip to the chaos side, they are level 1, and I gotta get my little pen because I don't want to put my fat fingers over everything. So they're level 1, so you see that 1 at the top? That means that they're level 1. If you ever level up, you just take this and you turn it to level 2, and then you notice that it went to level 2, right? So when you have it set at level 1, what this thing says is, this is their health. So right now she's starting with 6 health. This is how many fight actions she has. So in most games, you see games that say, okay, well, you have 3 actions and you can move with an action, you can fight with an action, you can do all this with an action. In this game, they've broken it all out. So you can do different things. So basically, this is her health. This is how much action she can take to fight somebody. The next symbol that you see here, that's a triple triangle. That's how much other actions she can do, right? So besides fight, so use abilities, that type of thing. So I can use any cards that have that symbol. I have to pick one of them because I can only use them once per round. Make sense? Not hard. Symbology. Then that next symbol right here, that is my power. That's like how much spells or energy, like how much spells or talents do I get to start the game, which means I only get one. So I'll start with one, but as you level up, there is you get another, and then when you see a star on it, which you will once we continue playing, but when you see a star in it, that'll mean that you get a talent along with that. So that is just kind of like an innate skill that you get. So I have one innate skill to start. So that is hers. For Jian, so you can follow along as well, right? We're going to go top and then counterclockwise. So level 1, 7 health, 1 fight action, 1 regular action, and 1 skill that she will have. By the way, the first time I saw your live streams that you played a Street Fighter board game, which I love Street Fighter, best game ever. By the way, my favorite, Cammy and Chun-Li. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think that's amazing. Yeah, my favorite is, unfortunately, Ken. My favorite is Ken. The Dragon Punch just can't be stopped, but I also like Sagat as one of my characters. All right, so we've introduced our characters. They're in their soul forms because that's how you start off the game, but let's continue with setup. So, and we'll talk about this in the book as you see here, right? Let's get back to the PDF. I'll hop to this page and we'll walk through it together. So we'll do this. And then doop. And let's go ahead and scroll all the way. This is just kind of saying, okay, how you play, how you set it all up, but we're pretty good. Here's where we are. And remember, I read A Bolt of Mystical Light Waitens You. So we are at Act 1, Quest 1, Anvil of the Gods. See starting condition in Special Quest Rules, and then read paragraph 1.1 from the Book of Secrets. Did I import the Book of Secrets? Rulebook, reference. All right, I'll have to read the Book of Secrets because I don't believe that one has a PDF for it, which is this. This, if you look at my image in the bottom corner, that's the Book of Secrets. It's just a small book that they need to put in an app, in my opinion. So we're going to read 1.1 from the Book of Secrets that they need to put in an app. I know a lot of people don't like app gaming, but certain things deserve an app. Certain things just need to have one. This is any of this page flip stuff to me needs to have one. All right, Anvil of the Gods introduction. The divine voice speaks in chorus, 2 male and 1 female voice forming a perfect harmony. They state their will in commanding tones. Your souls have been called back by our will, forged as divine weapons to be the harbingers of our revenge. Your destiny is to annihilate the blasphemous creatures that dare to usurp our creations. Your immortal souls prohibit your total destructions, so you will never be free until you have completed your task. The powers you once wielded will slowly return as you tread the path we lay before you to become masters of your own destiny. Now, approach the sacred altar and let your souls regenerate your death-clad shells. Return to life and taste immortality. They didn't laugh, I'm just doing it. During their turn, each ghost soul hero must move onto the open shrine area and wait there until the next time phase, then go to 1.2. All right, so we'll flip this upside down. Impressive. Most impressive. I love it. So we have to move there, but we need to do some setup first before we do it, right? Or is it telling us to do that before it does? Then read 1.2. Yeah, so let's finish our setup. So in our setup, we're doing, where am I missing this? There we go. And our setup, what we're looking at here is, it's saying the enemy deck. So the enemy deck is basically this card here. Let me hide this for a second because this is going to be in the way and I can walk us through it all. It's all right. So basically, it's saying that you're going to get 2 enemy cards. You're going to get 2 giant spider cards. So if you look here, you see these 2 cards here. These are two giant spiders. That's what they are, right? So giant spider, monster, giant spider, monster. These are going to be the 2. You're going to take these, flip them over, give them a shuffle. They're 2 giant spiders. They're going to be one or the other. That's just how it lands. So you're going to give them a good shuffle, and then put them as the enemy deck. So as we play through the scenario, those are the enemies that we'll face. Then we need to create the event deck. So what it says for the event deck, which you see here, is it says, take cards 12 and 14, flip them over, shuffle them up. It's 2 cards. E Honda, nice. Just give them a nice little split up like that, and then you take card 20 and put it on top face down, and this is your timer for the game. When this runs out, you lose. All right, start condition. Regardless of the chosen game mode, campaign or standalone, this is campaign, heroes start without any items and in Ghost Soul forms. Hero cards flipped. The quest failed. The quest fails if the last event card is discarded, and if it is, we will read Book of Secrets 1.12. Now at the bottom, it's saying, and let me pull this back up because you're like, I can't read your table, Canje. It's super tiny. Don't ghost. Hey, Steve, what's going on? So at the bottom, you see where it says standalone quest values. So that means if you were not playing this as a campaign and you were just using this as a one-shot, then you would use whatever's down there at the bottom. But right now, it's nothing. It's just however you're going to play it. All right, cool. So let's hide this and get into some gaming, because that's what y'all are here for. So it says for us to set up the game, right here is what you see. So set up the map. It tells you exactly where to put stuff. If you're playing 4 players, you'll have 2 tokens here. If you're playing 2+, you're going to have a token here. There is no solo. You'll put these waypoints that are here. Green doors are unlocked doors, and blue doors are locked doors. You just got to know that. It has a whole thing for it, that the blue door is the locked door. There's an open shrine. There's a normal door. There's a closed spawn gate. That's where enemies spawn from. And these things are your shadow reserves, so that's the enemies that are going to be on the board. What's really cool about this is they put that there so when you play more games, there's multiple tokens, so you don't know what type of enemy is going to come out, whether it's going to be an elite monster or whether it's going to be a regular monster. So it adds a little bit of variety instead of just seeing a monster, a spider roaming around. And then once I hit the waypoints, this tells us where I need to read in the book. But we are ready to go. So it says special elements on map. Place story event markers 1 and 2 here. So whenever I land on them, I'll read from the story. Now here are our heroes, and we will zoom in here so you can see. The magic is strong with this one, indeed. All right, so here are our heroes right here. This is a wall, so I just can't keep going that way. I actually have to go up and around. So I'll be going basically up and around, and that's what I have to do, right? So this game is played over a series of rounds, and in these rounds, there are the game sequences: the time phase, and then the battle phase, and in the battle phase, there's the hero phase, and the enemy phase, and the event phase, and all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and get started, because a lot of y'all have probably already seen a lot of this, and there have been tons of great playthroughs. Steve, who's in the chat, he and Kim played through Immortal Souls, so check out their channel to see their playlist of stuff. So just a lot of really great things. So we've got our 2 here. They will be painted, I promise you. I was just too amped to play this game to worry about painting. Now, what we get, remember, we're in Ghost Soul form, which means in Ghost Soul form... Hey, Steve, look, my camera works! So in Ghost Soul form, if you look down at the bottom, there is that windmilly thing that's white. You see the 2 of them that's white? That is a free action. You could just do that as a free action. Recall means to resurrect. So, what I want you to take note of is the move. I get 5 movement on this. Now, when movement comes in, you can't break up movement. You can't say, I'm going to move, attack, move. You can move, you can move, and then if an event triggers, the event triggers, and then you can continue moving, but you can't break up that movement. You have to complete all your movement, or how much ever movement you're going to make. Okay, cool. So we're going to have Artemis go first with her lovely move 5, and she is going to move. And how you move is based on these X's. The X's, you see that X there, and the X there, and stuff like that. Those are what the squares are. Yay, so glad you fixed your camera. I know it was driving me crazy. So Artemis is going to move 1, 2. She hits story event 1, so she has to stop. Oh, sorry. Steve's already going to yell at me and say, no, you have to do event phase first. So let's go ahead and do the event phase first. So in order, the time phase, it says effects, cleanup, apply damage first, and then other effects. Power, refresh any powers that you can with time. Power cooldowns, rotate, and then soul enchants and do those things. So that's the time phase. So we need to... Oh, that's phase 3. We're still good. So that's the time phase. Next up is the hero turn. So we do move before we flip this event. The event doesn't happen first. It happens third. I just saw that. If the top card, draw and resolve the top card of the event. Yep. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move. So Steve, keep me honest. Make sure I'm doing this right. So we're going to move 1, 2, and when we hit the space, we trigger that 1. So when we trigger that one, what you do is you go to the book and you say waypoint. Come on, focus. There we go. So when you hit that, I'm at waypoint 1, which means I need to go to the Book of Secrets and read 1.3. So we need to go read 1.3 in the Book of Secrets. Waypoint 1. Decayed weapons lie scattered on the ground. Time has been unkind to their blades, but they still hold power enough to kill or maim. Once per quest, each hero moving over this waypoint can spend one yellow action, so you see the yellow action, to choose and equip up to 2 item cards from the stash. And that is waypoint 1. So right now I'm in Ghost Soul form. I can't pick up a darn thing, so I'm going to continue my movement onto the shrine. And remember, this said, during each heroes must move onto the open shrine and wait until the next turn for things to work out. So I'm not going to touch any weapons until my next turn, but I could use an... actually, I can. Yeah, I need to resurrect first, so I can't touch anything, so I'm going to stand on the shrine. Then that will end Artemis's movement and turn. I'm not going to be able to use a turn or anything like that. I don't have any abilities. My free action is going to be to recall, but I have to wait until the time phase ends for me to recall. Then will be Jian's turn. She has a movement of 5 as well. So she's going to boom, boom. Oh, cool weapons, but I can't touch them. And then move on to this space. And that is going to end her turn. Now, usually what we would do is we would do an enemy turn, but since there's no enemies on the board, we ignore the enemy phase. Hey, Dom, what's going on? So we ignore the enemy phase. Now we're going to the event phase. If the top event card is unrevealed, draw and resolve it. So we're going to come down here to the event deck. We're going to grab the top card, and we're going to flip it over, and let's see what it is. So, of course, we know it's 20 because that's what it's set up for, but it says Soul Recall. Heroes gain 1 soul gem per hero. So we have our soul gem dial here. There are 2 heroes, so we're going to get... Oh, that's upside down. We're going to get 2 soul gems total. And we can... What we use these for is to resurrect. So if somebody dies, you have to spend the soul gem to resurrect. So if you run out, you're kind of screwed. As well as you could use it to level up. That's what these things are going to be used for. So they're very important. We take this, and you don't discard it. What you do is you put it on top of the event pile. So it's not that I have 3 turns. I actually have 6. And that was what was happening there. All right. So let's go on back up. So we're now back to the time phase, and it says when it gets to the time phase, the first time phase, read what's in the book. So let's go back to the book. The divine power of the three brings each hero back to life. The world returns to sharpness, an almost painful process for senses dulled by eons of sleep. As the party is overwhelmed by sensations long forgotten, the ancestral choir sings one last time. The soil you tread is the Underrain, a subterranean land usurped by a creature that dares to call herself queen. End her unholy tyranny and receive your reward. Now go forth, holy Avengers! Avengers assemble! Sorry, wrong thing. So I'm probably just going to get flagged by Marvel. So that is the end of what happens there. Now we're back to, we say effects. So we're going to flip over. And we're going to flip to our hero forms. So you see we have Artemis, who I showed you earlier had this lovely, we're going chaotic. We're going chaotic. So Artemis will be there. Remember I said that Artemis gets one power. So, or one skill, sorry, one skill. So her skill will be this. Her skill is Precise Strike. So as an action, remember the three triangles are actions. As an action, I can, and we are at level 1, which is what you see here. So at level 1, which is where we are, as an action, I can produce my next attack inflicts critical. And what critical is, when you crit, you get to go to the bag and really mess people up. But the enemy gets to do that to you too. Now, when that's done, when this is done, if you notice right here, the symbol of the hourglass, what I have to do is I have to exhaust this by flipping this over. And if you look at the top, there is an hourglass there, there's 2 there, there's 3 there, and there's 4 there. So let's say there were 2 hourglasses. I would have to turn it this way. And then at the time phase, I get to turn it back once. So it's a cooldown, basically. And you keep turning it until finally, when you're at the top, and then the next time phase, you flip it back over. You flip it back over, and then you have access back to this ability. So that will be her ability. Also, I am using traits because I want to experience this game in full. So I'm using traits. So her trait that she's going to get for being who she is this is going to be her. It's Cursed Elf Artemis. So that infinity symbol means it's always active. One rule I didn't mention in crits and conditions: happens regardless of damage is actually dealt. I did not know that, and I love that. Thank you, Steve. So, so basically, she's going to get these abilities, and there's benefit, and then there's negative. So let's see what the benefits and negatives are. So she has Night Warrior, and this is always active. During the night, for all your hit rolls, all sword and sorcery symbols on the die results counts as a hit. But she also has Sunlight Weakness, so she's a Dark Elf. During the day, for all your hit defense rolls, all miss results remove either a shield or a hit that you do. Push-pull, right? You get the gain, but you also get the miss. So that works. She also has Lesser Levitation. Once per quest, you gain movement. You gain movement and you gain wings. Oh, levitation, right? And the number of act extra movement until the time phase. So, which is +1. We're in Act 1 +1 movement. And I believe those winged feet, because Steve is probably typing right now to remind me what it is. I believe the winged feet are symbology, hardest part of the game. Once you get the symbols down, you are solid. So a little bit about my Avenger. Jian is sworn to destroy the unbelievers. Their lack of respect towards her faith swiftly brings her punishment onto them with a devastating fury, as any worthy adept of Mir should do. I love her. Flight allows you to ignore terrain hindrance. Thank you, thank you. Hunter, Cursed Elf Chaos. Artemis is focused on killing wounded prey, and she gets the upper hand in any situation when her group is in supremacy. And supremacy we'll talk about when we get to combat. I like how they did that, but this is her. So she gets to hop over terrain and gets extra movement, which is awesome, once per quest. So that is her trait. So we'll put that, I'll put that over here. I'll put it right there. Now, She used her free action to recall. And these are in... yeah, that's in a different space. So then she'll do her movement. So she's going to move here. And then she's going to use her action to pick up a weapon. Well, I've already pre-selected her fun. Her pre-selected weapon is going to be a short bow. She's a ranger. It's her job. It's what she does. So let's break down this card. So this symbol means that only this class or this class can use it. So she's a dex class, which is what that is. That's a D. So since she's a dex class, she can use this. All right. Short bow. It does piercing damage, and it's a bow, the type that is. Lovely image of the thing. And then this symbol right here is really important. This symbol means that it's two-handed. There are two symbols on these cards that you'll see here, right here, if you can see it pretty well. There is one symbol here that is one-handed, and then the symbol where the sword is flat is two-handed. This is a two-handed weapon. It automatically does 1 point of damage, just automatically. And then you're going to roll 2 blue dice to see what extra damage you can do, if possible. I can shoot at a range of 3 within line of sight, at a range of 3. If I roll any lightning bolts for anybody who's played any Descent, Star Wars Imperial Assault, any of those games, this is the same thing. So if I roll any lightning bolts, I can convert a lightning bolt into an extra hit. So that is her bow. And you can see it says stash on it here at the bottom. So it's from the stash. So she will have a lovely bow that will go on her character card. And I believe, Steve, if I'm remembering correctly, I can't keep moving. I think I have to end my movement to perform my action. I don't think I could keep moving. So he'll correct me if I'm wrong. All right. There are no enemies here for us to do an enemy turn. So now we're back to Jian. And Jian is going to resurrect. Oh, I can keep moving? Sure. I'm going to move here to 2, which will trigger waypoint 2. Waypoint 2. Waypoint 2 in the book says that it is 1.4. So, a fine carved door isolates the ancient chamber from the outside world. Beyond, the heroes face the wilderness and untold perils and the unnumbered challenges born of their destiny. Cool. She's going to end her turn there. I'm not touching that door. And you'll find out why when I play next. So now it's going to be Jian's turn. And Jian will resurrect. And she will resurrect into her Inquisitor to punish the non-believers. I'm going to say that a lot as I kill stuff. So she is faithful. That's what that F is. As one of her actions, she can do Guard Bash, which is basically a shield break. But that is what it is. She'll have 3 movement, but she resurrects. We already went through this card, which is cool. She gets one ability, one skill. And her skill is going to be this, which is, what's that word? Anonymous word? Anonymous word! So, one thing to keep in mind is that when you're choosing skills, if you choose chaotic, your skills either have to be this symbol, which is neutral, or the chaos symbol, which you saw at the bottom of her sheet, which is these little black wing things that are there. All right, just keep that in mind. Don't pull every single skill and say I'm gonna pick whichever one I feel like. At level 1, so as a free action, and she can do it up to 1 space away, until time phase, target hero at level 1 gains either +1 to their attack, so an instant attack, or +1 to their defend, and it cools down for 1 turn. Alright, so that's her lovely skill. And then I've gotten her abilities as well. We've already pre-selected and we're ready to go. So she is coming in with the mace. So basically it's, remember, you see the F which it says faithful on there? So this is a blunt mace. Blunt is important because there are enemies that can dull blunt damage. It is a one-handed weapon, as you can see by the sword that's here. It's not flat, it's sideways. It doesn't do an instant damage. However, when she rolls, she's going to roll 1 red die and 3 blue to see how much damage she does. If she rolls a lightning bolt, she can spend it to re-roll any hit die, and if she rolls 2, she can actually stun a target. So that is one of her weapons going onto her lovely, lovely self. The other one is a lovely buckler. And you see that symbol? I know you're saying, hey, Canje, there's no F on there. Remember, this symbol here means any class can use it. That's what that star means. Are we just going to play the introductory quest, or are we going to play 2? We're just going to play the introductory quest, and then Friday, we're going to play another. I just haven't scheduled it because I want to see how far I'm going to get, and once I get it through the introductory quests, we're going to play another after that. It actually depends on how fast it takes us to get through here, but I just want to make sure, that everybody's getting the run-through of how these characters are, and then we're jumping in, okay? So for defense, I'm going to roll. Now, this symbol that you see here, this X, that's offhand. That's what those X's mean. So it's going in my offhand. And for defense, right, I get to roll a blue die. I get to roll a blue die if I'm going to use this. Oh, sorry. No, for attack. For attack on offhand, I get to roll a blue die. And if I roll a lightning, I gain a shield. So when I'm defending, if I roll a lightning, I gain a shield. Yeah, so that's going to go in your offhand. And usually on these, they're supposed to go above your card, like up here, because this is if you have nothing on, no weaponry or anything, that's what you get. But I'm going to put them on the board because I don't have 10 billion rounds. Just pay table space like everybody. Okay, so her trait. This is her trait. So her trait for Jian, always on, human hope. During the day, you may re-roll any failed save roll. Yay. Human despair during the night. Each time you succeed at a save, you must roll again. You succeed or fail based on the second roll. That's going to be awful. But she also got adaptation, so increase my backpack size from 2 to 3 so I can carry more stuff. So this is going to be rough with her. It's going to be rough, but them's the breaks. Okay, then she moved there to get it to start her movement. She spent her action to do that, and then she moves here onto this location. And that's going to end her turn. So we finished the character's 2 turns, and what happens at this point is, remember, we're supposed to do an enemy phase or an encounter phase, but since there are no enemies on the board, we skip those, and then we go to the event phase, where now we take this card and we discard it off the top of the deck. So now we spent 2 turns of the 6 that we have to try to get through this story. All right? Cool. Everybody's on board. All right, so now that we're down, we're right up here, and then I'll shift down in a second. So now new turn. Okay. This is the reason why I didn't want to open the door just yet. So now I'm going to open this door as a free action. You can open doors as free actions. However, when you open doors, you got to pull a trap card, because the doors are trapped. Of course they are. In the sanctuary where, you know, I'm trying to not die, and I want y'all to see me shuffle for shenanigans. This is not rigged whatsoever. When I roll terribly and when I pull terribly, it's because that's what I do. So shuffle these up. Come on. All right, and they will go back on this deck. So Artemis is going to open the door. Actually, no, Jian's going to go first because it's not turn order. Jian's going to open the door, and she has to draw a trap card. What did we get? We got a fire crater. Each hero within 2 areas suffer fire, 1 fire, and unless save, also suffers 1 damage per their own... What? Per their own shielding? I don't have any shielding. Okay. Minimum of 0. So, fun times. Fun times ahead. So, we're going to go over here to the lovely tray, put this in here for Artemis, who needs to roll, and we're going to roll 1 blue die. And what we need is... Can I get it to zoom in? I can't put it up there either. Let me go center. I can make it zoom in center. What we need is that lovely symbol right there. That's what we need. All right. Goodness. This is neither night nor day phase, so let's see what happens. Hey, I got it. I got it. So she saved. So it says each hero within 2 areas suffers 1, and unless save, also suffer. Okay, so I'm still going to suffer 1 fire damage. Let me get the fire token. That is terrible. So this is the fire token, and it basically goes on your character card, and it burns you for a turn. So I'm going to take 1 damage anyway. Sorry. So I put that on her card, so I'm going to take 1 damage anyway at the time phase when those things proc, and then it'll go away. All right, next is Jian, who needs to roll a star. Jian needs to roll a star to save. Yeah, stars are very few and far between on this die. So I did not get it. So she will take 1 fire damage. So 1 fire damage, and it says that she will also suffer 1 HP per their own shield minimum of 0. She has no shielding, so she won't take any of that. So she'll just take the fire damage on her card. So there is no shielding for her. All right. So that horrible thing happened, and then we discard the trap card because that was awful. And now the door is open. So now we can open the door. So the door is open. Basically when the door is open, you just remove the door. You just remove the door from the board. You can't lock it back. It's gone forever. So now that the door is open, let's talk about line of sight. So line of sight is always drawn from an X. It's not drawn from the corner. It's not drawn from the back side or an octagon or a piece. It's always from the X. So anything that these X can touch without being interrupted by is line of sight. So right now, the only thing that can be seen is here. Once I move here, I get line of sight on this, and then things happen. So anyway, she is going to, Jian is going to move here onto Story Event 1. And Story Event 1 says to read 1.5 in the Book of Secrets. The door opens on a forgotten corridor where dust and cobwebs lie thick and undisturbed. Once a glorious shrine, it is now a lost sepulchre owned by giant spiders. As they spot the heroes, the gigantic arachnids click their mandibles and shake their limbs, ready to assault the fresh victims that just invaded their home. Open the spawn gate. Now let's go here. This is the spawn gate, so it says open the spawn gate. So we open it up. Discard Story Event 1. Boop. Story Event 1 is removed, and I'll just place it over here under there as gone. And then because they have line of sight to this, we get to see what this is. We know what this is. We flip this over. It is an elite monster. Okay? You know that it's an elite monster because if you look at this token, I got a zoom camera. Why am I doing that? If you look at this token, when you flip it over, you see that symbol right there? That means that it's an elite monster. So we're going to summon the first elite monster. We're going to pull from the monster deck. Remember when we created that and shuffled it? And then we're going to flip that over. This is green, so it's probably going to fit. Oh, it shows. Huh, look at that. So we spawned a giant spider monster, right? And we're going to break down the anatomy of this card. Trying to remember where it was in the rule book, because I want to go from top left, because top left is who the monsters are going to target. We're going to go to red monster enemy. Probably it's probably going to be under enemy targeting. Basically, the AI of the enemy targets specific things. Why did you take the fire if you saved and had no shield? I took the fire because you take the fire anyway. Let me put the card back up. It says each hero within 2 areas suffer fire per act, and unless you save, also suffer 1 HP per your own shield. So no matter what, you suffer fire. That's how I'm reading that, Matthew. No matter what, you suffer fire, but you would also take more damage if you can't save. So it's an and unless you save. So fire, and unless you save, you're going to take 1 more damage. That's how that reads to me. So that's the reason why I took the fire damage. Here it is. All right, so in this book, there is targeting. Yeah, if I go to the PDF, I'm gonna have to zoom forever. So I'll just hold it up here. So this preferred victims is what they have. So you see that symbol on the monster card up at the top left? You see that, which is like the open jaw mouth with the minus symbol in it? That's what that says. It says that the hero with the lowest number of wounds, regardless of the number of his total or remaining health, will be targeted by this monster. So the colon was throwing you off. Yeah, no worries. So ask questions like that too. I want to make sure I'm playing it right. Steve's in the chat when he's able to, that he'll help answer. So that means that this monster is going to target the person with the most health, not the person that's in front of him. So the monster is going to try to be smart, and it's going to target the monster with the most health. So, oh, sorry, I wasn't done breaking down this card. And I love that the green is at least really showing. So that's from the top, right? Then you see it's a giant spider monster. Then to the right of that, you see that D. It's a dex-based monster. The picture of the monster. The size of the monster, so it's humanoid size. It's the size of a person. That's saying that's how much space it takes up. That's important when it comes to superiority or commanding a location. It has 4 health, and if we defeat it, it will drop 1 soul crystal for us. So we're going to put this monster... let's put it over here. So it has 4 health. And then we're going to grab a monster mini and put it right there. And there it is. All right, so it has shown up. So I went through the door. My speed is 3. The 2 6s at the top are just how many of them there are. How many of them there are in there. So there's 6 of them. Let's see. So... during my phase each times. I only got 3 movement, right? So I moved from up here, and I moved 1. I could do 2, 3. I could get to him. I can get to him. Oh yes, I can. 2, 3. So I'm going all in. So I get to yon monster, and then I'm going to, remember on my car, on my little spin dialy bit thing here, I have 1 fight action. I'm going to use that fight action. Now, what I can do if I want, and this is one of the things that I want to mention, what you can do when you take a fight action, before you do the fight action, you can use your yellow, like that 1 action that I have, the one that's right here, the action thing that I can do. I can use that to what's called focus. If I focus, that means I get an auto hit on him. I just get a +1. I just get an auto hit if I focus. But I'm not, because I want to save my action for something else. Actually, you know what? No, I don't have my... Yes, I am going to save my action for something else. That enemy doesn't have any shielding. No, it doesn't. I might as well. I'll do it. I'll focus. So I'm going to spend my yellow action to focus, which means I get an auto hit on it. And now I'm going to go and I get to roll. So let's look at my weapon one more time so y'all follow. So I get to roll 1 red die and 3 blue dice. So we'll go over to the bag. We're going to get 1 red die, 3 blue dice, and this is my attack on that creature. Here we go for the fun. First blood! So, I got 1 and a lightning, a shield, which doesn't do anything, another hit and a star, and another hit and a star. I could use that lightning to re-roll this. That's what I can do. I can use that lightning to re-roll that for sure. I think I might. So I'm going to use that lightning bolt to for my ability. So let's take a look at the card one more time. No problem, Steve. No problem. I actually have a question for you coming up right now because it's jumped out of my head, but we'll take a look and see. So you see that lightning bolt? It says I can use it to reroll any hit die. I'm going to use that lightning bolt to reroll this die because it doesn't do anything for me. And remember, this creature has 4 health. I've hit it for 4. So that's 3 plus the 1 for focus. So let's go ahead and reroll this die. There's another hit. So I've hit it for 1, 2, 3, 4, plus my 1 for focus, which is 5. So I've hit it for 5 damage. Alright, now let's take a look at the green monster sheet. There's a lot of stuff going on. This is the monster's AI card. Now the AI card above the line, I don't care about because I will care about that when it's the monster's turn. Below the line is what I care about. So let's read what this thing's doing. So it says, 8-legged arachnid. Ignores hindrance. Any fire effect suffered by this enemy deals an additional 1 damage. So doesn't bother me. That's an ongoing thing. When it does fight you, it doesn't matter. As long as it's fighting you, it's doing banding. So if enemies control its area, bite attack inflicts +1 damage. Okay. It can entrap. The victim suffers KO and then unless save suffers 1 health. And if it for its action, if it gets to use it, it gets to use Shadow Strike. If engaged, attack with offhand and move away 1 area. So it doesn't have any of that to do because you'll see where it says Shadow Strike. There should be a way to do that on the top of this card. Anyway, I kill it. It's dead. I did 5 damage to it, and its health is 4. And it had no way of defending. It had no shields. There's nothing for it to roll. And that's what I was going to ask you, Steve. I don't think it had anything to roll. Shadow Strike is triggered by the encounter deck. When its turn came. Gotcha. Yeah, it's dead. When its turn came, it would have done it. So I basically beat the brakes off this thing, and it's dead. So it dies, and when it dies, it drops a soul gem, which I will freely pick up for a free action to get 3. So I got 3 right now, and it's dead. So that enemy is discarded. Its mini is removed back to the pile, and that ends my turn. So that ends my turn. This was the question I was going to ask you, Steve. So I'm in the face of a lair. And with a lair, I don't believe anything happens on the enemy turn. I don't think any summons happen. I don't think I draw an encounter because I killed this thing. Am I correct? Enemy turn, resolve minion activations. If there are enemies in play, draw an encounter card and resolve it. So there isn't an enemy in play, so there's nothing to resolve. Therefore, he dead. You only draw encounter cards if an enemy's on the board. Gotcha, thanks. Okay, so I have moved. I have focused using my yellow action, and I have fought with my fight action, and I killed a creature. So that ends my turn. I'm done. We go to the enemy phase, but there's no enemies on the board. So then we will go ahead and have Artemis move 4. So she'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, which will trigger Story Event X. Story Event X, Waypoint X triggers 1.6. Suddenly, something chittering and horrible leaps from the ceiling. 2 insectoid monstrosities surge forward, spattering the floor with poisonous spittle in their furious need to attack. Before the hero can act, one of the chitinous horrors hurls itself at them, wrapping its spiny legs around their torso like a vice. Place a Venom minion in Waypoint X area and another Venom over the active hero's sheet. See Chest Hugger on the Venom scroll. Remove Waypoint X from the quest. So we're going to remove waypoint X from the quest. Put that over here. We are going to grab the chest, is it chest hugger thingy? Hate it when striking things drop from the ceiling. I know. It's the worst. Ask any Colonial Marine. They hate it. Alright, so these are Kickstarter exclusives right here that came with it. So one's going there, and one is going on Artemis's sheet. Big fun. Big fun. Then we're going to look at the Venom Minion. Artemis still has her turn. But look at this. Every single one of these things are on. Are we playing Nemesis now? Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. So we are, all these things they have active. All of it. You see all that? Every single thing on this card is active. So it's a Venom Minion. So starting from the top, then I'll scroll up so we can see the rest. Come on, fix yourself. There you go. All right, so always on, occult threat. This minion only counts as an enemy for the purpose of being targeted. Attacking and defending. Each figure acts independently of each other. Now, it said one of them jumps on Artemis, so it's a chest hugger. And chest hugger. At the end of each enemy turn, each venom moves up to 3 areas towards the closest hero. If, before or after this movement, a venom is in the same area with a hero, discontinue movement and place the venom on the hero's sheet. In case of multiple heroes, the venom chooses a hero without venoms. Attach first, then uses the standard victim selection criteria. Once on a hero sheet, a venom can no longer be targeted as an enemy. So it's on me. I'm like, ah! A hero can spend a action to defeat all venoms on the hero sheet of another hero in the same area. So another hero has to get this thing off me, basically. 6-legged insects ignores hindrances, so you can't slow it down. Infection. At the end of each event phase, heroes suffer poison per act. If you don't have a large shoe, it translates. You can't kill it with a shoe, you gotta nuke it from orbit. So 1 poison for each venom on their hero sheet. All venoms on hero sheets are then discarded. So it basically infects us with something. Ew, that's gross. Alright. And this is an Act 1 creature. It takes up 0 space. So, Artemis can't get it off her, but she definitely can shoot that one that's on the floor. So, she is going to... What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? Well, she gets an auto hit. They only have 1 health, so she's gonna short bow it. So let's retake a look at her short bow. She automatically gets an auto hit. They only have 1 health, so you just have to hit them once to kill them. So she can kill this one outright. But she's gonna roll 2 blue dice just to see if she can, basically extreme prejudice at this point. So I got a hit with a lightning bolt and a shield. So the lightning bolt gives me nothing. The lightning bolt gives me... Oh, yes, it gives me another hit. So I've done basically 2 hits on this monster, which is enough to kill the one on the board. That one's dead, but the other one is on my card, and that's not fun. That's not fun at all. That's not fun at all. Mini Gamma Slam against the Venom. So that's not fun at all. I still have my action. I can't... There's no... you gotta tell me in this game there's no way for me to be like... You know what you would do if a bug jumps on you and you're driving, right? Can I not do that? Wreck the car, kill us all. It's the only way to be sure we kill the bug. Let's see. That door is locked, right? I think that door is locked. I don't know how to unlock that door. How do you unlock that door? I think we have to try to open the door. Because that door says that it's a locked door. She's already in it. She's already in it for a penny. So... let's see about unlocking locked doors. Real fake doors. Page 13 of the rule book. The rule book's actually pretty decent. I gotta admit. It's pretty decent. So a locked door counts as a door with one exception. A hero must open it by spending one of their yellow actions to bash a locked door instead of a free action. So bash is on page 26. So 26. A hero not engaged in combat, which I probably am, in front of a chest or a locked door can bash and open it by spending an action. Once done, draw a trap card and continue on with the fun. Okay. So she is engaged with an enemy right now, so she can't do anything. So that's going to end her turn. So what's the stupid thing say? At the end of the event phase. So not yet. Okay. So that ends her turn. We go to the enemy phase. The enemy phase isn't going to do anything. It'll only infect her at the end of the event phase. So now we're going to the event phase, where we're going to draw the next card and flip it. And it says, abandon loot. Who the hell would do that? Abandon loot. Roll one red die and place for what you see. So we're going to grab a red die. And let's see if we get what we get. We got 2. So, Steve, does this count twice? I cannot tell you how many times I have been driving and a spider drops down in front of me. You wrecked the car, Matthew. It's the only way. It's like you see a bug in your house, you burn down the house. It's the only way to be sure. Rob would draw another card. No way he's abandoning any loot. So I'm assuming this means that that's 2 loot. I'm assuming that's what that means. Well, 2 bags. So let me get the bags so I can show you what those look like. Did I put those away? Here they are. Yeah, this is them. Counts only once? Okay, so there's these things here. And you're supposed to put them in a bag and shake them up. So I'm going to shake them up in my hand. And it'll tell us what we get. It's bags of loot. Loot. Okay, so I'm going to grab these. These are them. Shake them up. And then I will blindly pull one. So that. Alright, bag of loot. What is it? Let's flip it over and see. It's treasure. Treasure! So we're going to zoom back out. We go to the treasure deck, and I'm going to give these a lovely shuffle. We got some treasure. So she's infected with a bug, but she's got treasure on her. There we go. Shuffle these up. So we go to the treasure deck. What do we get? We get something I don't know. We get... This is going to keep spinning for some reason. Raw worm scales. Consumable craft. When visiting a forge, discard this item in 50 gold to gain side 1. Or flip to side 2. Or move to another armor and crafted worm scale quest card. And its revealed token. I don't know what this means, but that's our loot. So we're going to take this loot. And what's supposed to happen is it lands on the ground. So that's loot that's on the ground. This is placed on top of the event deck. And then at the end of the event phase, she would get poison for 1. Poison sucks. Poison hits you every round. So every round she's going to continually take a damage. So we take a poison token, and that is going to go onto Artemis's sheet because she is poisoned. All right. That ends the round. Then we go to the time phase. Let me grab these because here's what's going to happen. Effect cleanup. Apply damage first and then other effects. So fire hit us, right? Remember we had 6 health? Well, we're going to take 1 damage, so we're down to 5. So that's that. So then the fire goes off. Then poison happens. Yay! Yay, I enjoy poison, right? Stupid crap. Inflict 1 HP per rank, then a hero may roll a save. If they hit it, discard the poison. Okay, so I'm going to go down to 2 damage, and then I got to roll a save. My save is a hit. Get rid of this. Yes! So we discard the poison. Yay! So the poison is discarded. It says, discard poison if the save roll succeeded. Thank the maker. Then, then we come down over here. You're going to take 1 fire damage. And then the fire goes away. Cool. All right. So we are good. We are good. We're good. There is an enemy engaged. Well, this isn't an enemy because it says at the end of each event phase, heroes suffer poison for each venom on their card sheet. All venoms on hero sheets are then discarded, so it's gone. Cool. Done. All right. So now we're on. That's the time phase. That's doing that. Power refresh. I didn't use any of my powers yet. Power cooldown, soul resurrection if we need to, and now it's back to the hero's turn. All right, so she's actually going to go first. I don't know why. I just hate myself. So we're going to use our action to open this door. So we're going to open the door, but we got to pull a trap. The person with 2 health, with 4 health left, is pulling the trap card. So let's see what we get. We get black darts. Each hero within 2... Dang nabbit! Each hero within 2 areas is attacked by soul rank damage and, unless saves, suffers bleed. So we need to roll some more saves. Yay! Artemis! You whiffed. So you're going to suffer bleed. That is not good. What is bleed? Bleed says... Inflict 1 HP before each hero activation. Time phase. Discard each rank 1 token and then decrease flip each rank 2 to rank 1. So this is since we're rank 1, that's a rank 1 bleed. That's a rank 2 bleed. So we got a bleed on us. And then let's go to Jian. She actually saved. She got a star. Look at that. So she doesn't take a bleed. Yay! Alright. Get rid of that trap. Get rid of the door. And there's no line of sight there because there's a door there, so there's no line of sight to whatever's going on. So that was your action. Good Lord, you're gonna die. We're gonna move right there to waypoint 3, which says 1.7. Oh, sorry, she's going to pick up these scales for a free action. So that's going to go in her bag. That's one of the other. Sorry, I almost left loot. So where are we? 1.7. 1.7. As they walk by some rubble, the heroes feel a shiver in their soul. Once per round, each hero moving onto this waypoint must roll 3 red dice. If at least one is the sword and sorcery sign, go to 119. Each hero moving onto this space. So she has to roll 3 red dice. We're gonna get 3 red dice. Come over here. And nothing. Sweet. 1.8. And yet all that she sees are the remains of a desecrated altar. Suck it, card. All right, so she will. So that was movement 1. She'll go here to movement as movement 2, which gets the story event 2. Story event 2 goes to 110. Outside the shrine, the lands of the Underrain appear in their wild beauty, filled with immense stone vaults and labyrinthine tunnels. The temple's path, clearly abandoned for countless years, offers the heroes no clue as to the unknown fate they march towards. Spawn one enemy. If there are 4 or more, spawn 2 enemies instead. Resume play until all heroes are not engaged and are located on story event 2. Then go to 111, discard story event 2. Okay, so we're going to discard story event 2, but they all have to get there, so this is gone. And we're spawning, you know it, another spider. So the spider is going to spawn in the spawn zone here. Black. There it goes. Woohoo! Okay, that was 1, 2. That was 1, 2. I don't want to move back to shoot that thing because then I have to roll 3 dice again if I move back. So it's going to be not my problem. It's going to be not my problem. That's what that's going to be. So we are going to chill there, and that's going to be it. Okay. Okay. So it is now the enemy phase. So the enemy phase, we have to pull an encounter card. We have to pull an encounter card now that this is the first time that Artemis is not doing anything. And see what happens. So we'll shuffle up these encounter cards. So this is the enemy AI happening. This is what they're going to do. Come on. I should move back, but I don't want to risk it. I can move back, shoot the dang thing, and then end my turn, but I don't want to have to roll again, because then there'll be more rolls, and you know my luck. Should I move back and shoot it? I can move back and shoot it, and spend my action to make it a crit. I hate my life. I'm gonna move back for my third. Gotta roll again. Oh, sucks. Oh, nothing. Sweet. Sorry, I was zoomed out. So nothing. That's a miss. So I didn't roll the sword and sorcery symbol. Then I'm going to use my action to hit your next attack inflicts crit. Your next attack inflicts crit, which is this. So I'm using that, and I'm going to have to flip it over. So I flip it over. So I'm using my short bow, range 3. I'm already doing 1 damage, and I'm inflicting crit. So I'm going to roll 2 blue dice, and I'm already doing 1 damage. Let's see if we can make this a winner. That is 2 shields. That's hot trash. But I inflict crit anyway. So when I inflict crit, I grab the sword and sorcery bag, give it a good old shake, and I reach in here to see how I'm gonna do. This is the worst bag ever. So that's the crit symbol, and we're gonna flip this over to see what we're gonna do. I don't know what that symbol means. Affects the character with the limitation indicated by the critical token drawn until the end of the quest, until removed as a body condition, or until death. So it's a perma thing that's on them. Let's see. Critical. That's why I said this is a good book. Critical's on page. Red Criticals is on page 42. That swirly symbol is a... What is it? Is it stun? Stun. It's stun. I stun the creature. What does stun do? A stunned creature must skip their entire turn, forfeiting any kind of activity, including using reaction items and powers, although passive powers still work. Shut him down! Crit happens before you do the attack damage, so the crit can potentially immediately help. Oh, awesome. So I stun him. Sucker! You're stunned! All right, so, and I think blues, reds stay on forever. Blues, 41. Blue represents a temporary body condition. The effect is applied. Place the matching body condition as detailed in the next section token on the defender's card and discard the token in the discard pile. So I'm going to put it on their card saying that they're stunned. I missed, but I hit them for a stun. And I do an auto hit on them, so they will take 1 damage. 1 of 4. So you will take 1 damage. Alright, so then it would be the enemy's turn, but they are stunned, so they won't do anything. When they're stunned, do I still draw an encounter card? Body condition, stunned. Like when I stun an enemy, do they still have to draw an encounter card, Steve? Do you know? Yeah, still draw an encounter card because they might not even activate. Okay, so we'll draw our encounter card, and it says activate all. Yep, activate all dex-based enemies. Otherwise, all enemies and minions use their power. So that's a dex-based enemy. They would try to activate, which means that they won't. And they don't. And it says, if engaged for their power, attack with offhand and then move away. The offhand's web, but they're not engaged. Right now, they're in their own zone. So that is that. So sad for you. And then your sun comes off, and now it's Jian's turn. Muha! Muha ha 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 ha! Let's go ahead and attack. So I'm going to, I'm actually going to use my power to increase my damage by 1. So I'm going to use my ability right here as a free action to gain +1 to fight. So that's an auto hit already. And then, so I'll flip that upside down, and then I'm rolling 1 red and 3 blue. And I'm going to focus, so that's 2. 2 auto hits with the focus. So that's 1, 2, and 2 lightning, which is another stun. So that's 2 auto hits. Remember, 1 with the focus, 1 with my skill ability. And then 2 more to hit. That's 4, which kills it. But I'm going to stun it, then kill it. So it's dead. It's dead. So this creature is dead, and it's going to drop 5 gold. I like gold. I like gold. Where's my money? Here you are. So it's going to drop 5 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take that money and give it to you. And that creature is discarded. It's supposed to be 1 coin of 5 gold, but I don't have that next to me right now. I know it's supposed to be, but I don't have that next right now. But this creature is dead. No spawn for you. So that was my movement, my action, my attack action. I'm done. Okay. Next, that ends the event phase. So the event phase, it's going to take this and discard it. We've got 2 more turns before our game's over. So we will then do the time phase because Artemis has a bleed. It's going to hit you, taking damage, and then that gets removed. Already half dead. And then we go on to the player's turn. So Artemis is going to move because she doesn't have to move off. But then it's going to go to Jian's turn, who's going to move in. And I got to roll 3 red. Yes! Nothing. Double lightning and a strike. Strike and a star. So nothing happens. So then I'm going to finish my movement here. which takes us back to the story. So the story says, resume play until all heroes are not engaged and are located in the story event 2 area. Then go to 111. Ending. The party gathers and begins their march through the darkness. Note from a faithful cleric of the 3 gods. Every tale begins with a prologue, a minor task accomplished before the simple myth becomes heroic legend. But not this story. From its beginnings... this is an epic saga of immortal avengers, reborn by the will of the gods and sacred vestiges of an ancient power now awake and relentless. Their actions become magnificent in the eyes of frail mortals, and in the end, their quest evolves into an ancestral, inspiring muse for every bard's song in this underground realm. Rewards. Party gains one time for each unrevealed event card left in the event deck, which is 1. So we will get 1 time. So we are going to get 1 time. What else are we getting? Next, travel in the Underrain map to the Temple Pathway 01. Okay, let's talk about the Underrain map. Kill spiders, of course they become gods. So this is the Underrain map. And it's pretty beautiful and awesome. But this is where we started, the God's Temple, and that's where Quest 1 took place. So we stepped outside into the temple, and now we're making our way down these stairs to the Temple Pathway, which is 01. So basically, this is our journey. So we're making our way through this entire map that I'll just start panning out so you can see how far we have to go in our saga of this beautiful, beautiful story. So we are at Temple's Pathway 1. So let's take a look and see if there's some story before we call it. So Temple Pathway says to read 01. So let's go to 01. Temple Pathway. After a grueling march on the abandoned temple's path, the party catch a glimmer of light that resolves into a village, possibly a dwarven hamlet judging by the squat buildings and thick walls. As they resume the march towards the village, a hero notices an old abandoned crate half hidden among the rocks and cobwebs. Do we divert from the route to examine the crate, or ignore the crate and proceed to the village? I am probably going to divert. I'm going to divert from the route to examine the crate. So it says, go to 0.3, Temple Pathway. Hoping to find something useful or even precious, the party diverts from the path in order to search the crate. Each hero rolls 1 blue die. Okay. So, Artemis. Alright. If at least 1 hero rolls a lightning, roll the thing. So, you did not. Jan, you did not. Otherwise, go to 0.4. But digging through the dust and dirt in the crate, the heroes only managed to find a few earth-crusted coins. The party gains 5 more gold. Travel in the Underrain map to Nelmareg. Okay, so let's take a look at the Underrain map for Nelmareg. So that's here. That's the village. So it looks like we came down here, we got 10 gold, and then we're coming around here to 0.6. All right, 0.6. Nelmerg Village. The village gate is patrolled by dwarven guards marching under a banner bearing runes that read Nelmerg Village. As the party enters the hamlet, an old dwarf whose colors long ago passed to the silver of wisdom greets them. Hail, travelers! As poor as this village may be, we have never turned away a journeyman or adventurer. But please pay attention to the one rule we observe. For your sake and ours too, stay away from the Curse Elves Patrol. Queen Aspides once ruled over once ruled only inside the borders of Mantis, her capital city, but now she examines her domain to the whole Underreign. And for some cruel and bored soldiers in the wastelands, killing is a pleasant pastime. But aside from that, you are welcome, whether you bring coins, offer help, or even just tell old tales to brighten those dark days. How to play. Instructions for your first time. Take the site sheet named Nelmareg and place the party token over it. Okay, I can do that. So let's remove this. Remember, I got 10 gold, so that's Nelmareg. And place the party token over it. The party token is going to be a character for me. Boop. Okay. All right. Take three hourglass tokens and add them to the time reserve of the party. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Even though it says 4, sure, why not? And remember, I already got 1 as well. Where did I put that other one? I already had another one somewhere. So I have 4 somewhere. Oh, here it is underneath the sheet. So there's the 4th. All right. The party can now visit other paragraphs and buildings. See section 3, page 10 of the rulebook if needed, by spending 1 time token for each location and moving the party tokens there. Visit the Nelmareg village until the party wants to leave it, or when no more tokens remain on the time reserve, then go to 017 Nelmareg way out. Canje, did you get all your soul points for killing that spider? Yes. 1 spider had soul points. The other spider only gave gold. So there was only 2 spiders in here. And one of them only gave gold. That the camera won't. There we go. One of them only gave gold. The other one only gave a soul shard. So it wasn't. I didn't get per kill. You don't get a soul shard. It's per the reward of the kill. So yep. So we get to visit stuff. So what do we have here? We've got the Old Court, Town Hall, Miners' Council, Venture Outpost, and the Emporium. So basically, when you go to the Emporium, you grab this entire deck of cards, and you can buy stuff from the Emporium. I've only got 10 gold, so me even remotely going through this Emporium is silly. Maybe I could buy some bandages. They cost 15 gold, and I only have 10 gold. I can't even buy bandages. Alright, so no bandages for me. I've only got 10 gold. So I can't buy anything, so it makes no sense to go to the Emporium. Because if I go there, I'll read a story and then I'll deal with what comes up. But I don't have enough money. I've only got 10 gold on me. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find a proper bag of money. Because you're supposed to carry... Here they are. Here they are. So let me get rid of this. So... 5. So we've only got 10 gold on us. We can go... Emporium isn't going to give us anything, because we can't buy anything there. We don't have any money. I need 15 gold to be able to buy 1 bandage. Ooh, for 5 we can roll. If we go to the Prancing Gremlin, it says roll 4 blue. If I get a shield, a star, a lightning, and a miss, I'll gain 50 gold. Each die may be re-rolled once. Ooh. I want to do that. I want to gamble, but I want to gamble to see if I can get some more money. We can do... I'm going to go to the town stupid hall and go to 07. Town hall 07. I want to gamble, though. The dwarves quickly usher the heroes further inside the sturdy building. The solid halls brims with scattered scrolls and... Oh, sorry. Let me get rid of 1 time token. There we go. The solid hall brims with scattered scrolls and sheets that take flight as the sovereign, a dwarf wearing billowing robes spun from gold, silver, and other precious metals, marches through them, followed by two young assistants who try vainly to collect everything. The regal dwarf greets the party with more than a hint of uncertainty on his countenance. Welcome. My name is Audrenal, the humble mayor of this mining village. Adventurers like you are not common around here. This is why I chose to meet you. I want to be sure you will not raise problems with the cursed elves, as we are no longer able to oppose them, and I would like to avoid retribution against my kin. I will gladly answer any questions you may have, but keep it brief, as I have much work to do. Administration with scarce resources is the stuff of skull songs. Trust me. The party can ask up to 2 of the following questions per visit to this town hall. If you want to ask about the village's history, go to 08. If you want to ask about the abandoned gods temple, go to 09. If you want to ask for work as a sellsword, go to 10. And if you have already asked 2 questions or you don't want to ask any more questions, continue to visit the Nelmareg site sheet. I think I'm going to ask about work as a sellsword, so we'll go to 10. So 10 says, Nelmareg Town Hall. The dwarf governor replies in a whisper, should you have the power and the coins, I would hire you to chase those cursed elves away from my lands. But alas, aside from that, I have no need of mercenaries. You could, however, ask the Miners' Council. I've heard tell of monsters infesting their mines. Go to 07. Okay, so now we're back to the next question. Ask about the village's history or the abandoned gods temple. Let's go with the village's history, 08. The question elicits a sigh from the mayor. There is little to say. Once, this was a rich outpost, and thanks to the metal trade, the village thrived. But then the cursed elves' dominion reached us. We tried to resist at first, but the losses were too much for us to bear, and so we capitulated. Now, under the Queen's heel, we send the greater part of our mining profits to Mantis, the cursed elf capital. There, as in the whole Underreign, the word of Queen Ascides is law. Abandon your boldness, friends, or you will learn this lesson with pain, just as we did. So that's the 2 questions that I could do. So the Miners Guild probably has something that we can do. So we're going to go to the Miners Council and go to spending another time to go to 013. The Miners Council building is one of the most important in the village. A clear symbol of how the settlement depends on metals and gems to survive. The huge wooden door bears the crest of the council, 2 cross pickaxes over runes proclaiming, Miners' Council, nothing more precious than earth. The massive doors open when the party knocks, and a stout dwarf with a flowing white beard gazes upon the heroes while handing them a scroll. Oh, there is no need to talk. Your appearance speaks for what you seek. Take this, and if you find success, we shall meet again. Until then, I hope not to see you again. The dwarf slams the door, and the party can only read the scroll. You have doubtless heard that horrible beasts infest one of our mines. We have grown weary of reclaiming the corpses of incompetent adventurers. Prove yourself by going into the wild and killing a few monsters, bringing back their corpses as proof, and the job will be yours. Otherwise, leave and trouble us no further. The line will be drawn here, this far, no further. The party gains the Venture 1 quest. Ooh. Quests. Are these quests? Is this your card? Are these quests? Nope. Then the quests are in this deck. I put away the quests, but it looks like we're questing. These are the heroes. These are the thingies. Where did I put the quests? Oh, they're there. Quests are over here. So we get the Venture 1 quest. Why didn't they put this in alphabetical order? And how do I know which one it is? Oh, that's 3, 2. This is 1. Okay. So Venture 1 quests. It says, Venture rules. Once the party acquires a Venture card, it must be kept near the event deck until its requirements have been fulfilled. Progress made by any hero of the party towards the Venture completion is kept and valid for future quests. Once fulfilled, the party can obtain the related rewards by visiting the Venture outpost of any site sheet and then reading the indicated paragraph. So this is the Venture 1 quest. The party must defeat 1 nest per hero, so 2 nests, right? 1 nest per hero, so 2 nests. 1 giant spider per hero, so 2 spiders. 2 venoms per hero, so 4 venoms. 2 nests, 2 giant spiders, 4 venoms. Reward, when visiting any Venture outpost, go to 0.88. And that is a quest that we will be undertaking as part of our thing. Okay. So we got the Venture 1 quest. So that was the end of that. I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to do next. We could go gamble. Well, we can go. So we went to the town hall. We went there. Let's go to the old court. 12 next time. So 12. The old court. The court building is run down, most likely abandoned due to the Curse Elves' dominion. While walking between the ruins, the heroes hear a rumbling snore echoed from a nearby corridor. A well-dressed dwarf sleeps deeply while giant spiders creep from the shadows to claim the easy prey. Do we help the sleeping dwarf or let deadly nature take its course? Truly, what you're supposed to do is, because we're chaos, we're supposed to let deadly nature take its course. That's what you're supposed to do. I know that when I talked with Steve, he said that there's a variant in here that says don't pay attention to that. Choose whatever you want. It's your character. It's your game. There's a variant that's in the rule book that says that you don't have to follow this. Like, I don't have to let the spiders kill him. I'm not, because I don't want, because my people punish the non-believers, so if anyone says that they're a non-believer, I'll kill them, but this is a sleeping guard. Come on. So I'm going to instead help the sleeping guard by going to 14. Okay. That's amazing. Abandoning a foolish but innocent dwarf to be killed is not a good way to start a new journey, so the heroes prepare themselves for battle. Take the 2 green spider enemy cards, shuffle and place them face down near this booklet. Then randomly reveal 1 giant spider, or if there are 4+ heroes, both giant spiders. Each hero must perform a single attack with one of their weapons on or powers. This attack cannot be focused, doesn't cause cooldown, and can't be modified by any other effect against one of the enemy's AoE hits. Against one of these enemies, AoE hits all enemies. Place the infected wounds over the enemy card, even in case of death. If at the end of all heroes' attacks there are still enemies alive, so take 2, draw 1. Okay. So we're gonna take these 2 green spiders. We're gonna flip them over. We're gonna go gamble. We are gonna go gamble, Raphael. Don't you worry. That's gonna be my last. That's why I'm saving it for my last. So we're gonna shuffle these up. And then, of course, you know I like fate. So odds, evens. So it's odds. So it's this one. All right. So we got a giant spider right here. We're gonna put him over in this tray. And according to the rules, it says each hero must perform a single attack with one of their weapons or powers. Okay. It's going to be very hard to hit you. What can be used? This attack cannot be focused. It doesn't cause cooldown because I got my ability back. So I'm actually going to crit this for sure. And can't be modified by any other effect against one of the enemies. AoE hits all enemies. Okay, placed in inflicted. So doesn't cost cooldown. Cool. So let's go with the attack. So for Artemis, she rolls 2 blues. She automatically inflicts 1. So let's see how she does. So that is 1, 2, plus a lightning, which makes it 3, plus 1 for the hit. That's a 4, my friend. So I get 1 hit already. If you can't see that, let me put it in the zoom cam. So I get 1 hit by default. I've rolled 2, 3, and then I have a lightning, and lightning gives me plus 1 more, which is 4 damage. I one-shotted the thing. That's amazing. Alright, so it says each hero must perform a single attack with one of their weapons on the creatures. If at the end of all heroes' attacks there are still enemies alive, discard the enemy cards and go to 16, otherwise go to... Okay. So it's dead, right? I mean, but sure, I'll beat it some more with Gian. Let's just crush it to pulp. 1, 2, 3, and I got a lightning bolt, which lets me reroll a die. And that is nothing. So, cool. So, 3 damage. So, 7 damage on this creature. It's dead. It's dead. Alright, so at the end of all heroes' attacks, all the enemies are dead. Let's go to... So it says... if at the end of all heroes' attacks there are still enemies alive, discard the enemies without gaining rewards. So I do gain a reward. I gain 5 gold for killing it. Bug smash. Oh man. Alright, so I gain the reward because it says don't gain a reward if you fail. So I get the... So I'm at 15. I can actually buy bandages now. Okay. And then and otherwise go to 16. The dwarf opens his eyes just in time to see the hero slay the horrible creatures. After an initial scream of terror, the dwarf realizes he is in the presence of his saviors. Time to make that money. I have no words to thank you. You saved my stupid life. It really says that. Before I leave this horrible place, please take my belongings as proof of my gratitude. Anyway, you are natural-born hunters. You should visit the Miners' Council. I'm pretty sure you will find fortune and glory there. Already did, dude. Discard the enemy cards. So they'll go away. Okay. Gaining the rewards of the killed ones. The party gains 2 loot bag. So we go back to the loot bag. So we'll shake these up. We'll grab you. Great channel you got here. I was shocked when I didn't see more recent video uploads. Then I click live vids tab and there. Yeah. I don't like that YouTube did that, where it's, you click on that and you really don't see the more recent ones. I'm on every week. So you got to click on the live one for live streams. All right. So what did we get? We got 25 gold. Hey, now we got money. So we've got 55 gold total. I want to go gamble, but it's either going to the Emporium or gambling. And I'm gonna take a quick sneak look at the Emporium to see if there's something I want. I want to give her like a really nice bow that boosts her attack. I'm just gonna peer in here to see if I want to go here. Yeah, see, there's not really... Well, there's a crossbow. Ooh. And that's 80 gold. How much do I have? That is 40, 55. Oh. This would be so nice for you. So nice. The elven bow's 40. I can get you an elven bow. That That works. That will do some nasty stuff. But I want to gamble. We're here to gamble, right? Sell my current weapon. Why not put the videos in both, or you cannot? No, I can't do that, Matthew. I can't put the videos in both. I can't say what I do. If you go on the site, so if you go on the site, you'll see upcoming streams, and they'll have dates. That's the top one that you see. So that's the upcoming one, but I can't put anything other than that up there. The rest are just pre-recorded, and Google YouTube filters all that, the rest of the stuff to live and not live. So I can do that. And you should see that. Actually, if you go look there now, you should see this one on there as live. Then you should see Thursday's Skyrim playthrough, and then Sunday's Arkham Horror playthrough. So you should see those scheduled to as upcoming streams with dates on them. Sell your current weapons. Can I? Can I sell my current? I will sell this dang short bow for that. It's an insta hit, but this is so much more. I get to roll. Let me show you this weapon. This elven bow. Look at this thing. I can try, Raphael. I just didn't know. I thought that they sectioned all that stuff out. So I roll 1 red die. Whereas my current bow, I only roll 2 blue, but it's an instant hit. In this one, I don't get an instant hit. My range increases to 4. I get 1 red die and 3 blue. And on a lightning, I get my extra hit. On a double lightning, I crit. And I can crit again with my ability. And this is 40. So if I can sell my weapon, I so would do this. And get... Ooh. I think we gotta go to the Emporium. We gotta go to the Emporium. Yeah, we gotta go to the Emporium. I would love to gamble, but this is just too cool. This is just too cool. Okay. Oh, you have a hammer instead of a mace. I like the mace better than the hammer. Longsword's cool. So let's see how this works. We're gonna go to the Emporium for our last time. We got a ton of money. So let's go to the Emporium. I would love to gamble, but we gotta power up these heroes. So the Emporium is 111. So 111. The village Emporium is small and mainly focused on mining needs, yet there are several useful items for those who wish to survive the Underrain. The party can visit the Emporium, but they may only acquire the cheapest side of each item. Fine by me. Any raw, scales, gems, treasure cards may be sold here for 50 gold. Ooh, this is a raw scale. When visiting a forge, discard this item and 50 gold to gain side 1, or flip to side 2, or move to another armor. The crafted worm scale quest card and its related token. And crafted worms. 50 gold. But this comes with a quest. Because check this out. Check out what this thing says. Let me move this bow. So this says, when visiting a forge, discard this item in 50 gold to gain side 1, or flip the side 2, or move to another armor, the crafted worm scales quest card and its related token. Lets you upgrade weapons or armor? Emporium. So should I sell it, or should I sell it to be able to buy something for both of them? Or should I hang on to it because it could be super powerful epic? Let's see. In the game terms, all item cards with the Emporium cost printed in the lower right corner. The stash doesn't have anything there. When the game indicates the heroes visit the Emporium, usually when exploring a site sheet during the journey, or when specified in the quest, it means to pause the game, take out the Emporium deck, and allow each hero involved to spend their crowns to purchase new cards. Most of the Emporium's cards are double-sided for forged and not forged. I would sell and upgrade both weapons. I don't know how to sell stash stuff because there's no cost on them. I think that's the thing that's throwing me. Check this out. So this is the short bow, and it says that the price to sell is at the bottom right, but at the bottom right it just says stash. So does stash have a cost? When a game effect keeps a hero outside the Emporium, he cannot interact with the shop, the stash, or other heroes. I don't know if it has... Before each standalone quest at the beginning of the campaign, it contains all items. Can you sell the stash? You can't sell stash. Okay, so I could sell this worm scale, this raw worm scale, for 50, and then upgrade them both. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Do I? I like the 1 red and 3 blue. I like rolling more dice. More dice is fun. More dice is always nice. Oh, that's 2 red. No, that's not enough. 1 blue. Here we go, but that's 80 gold. Do I have enough? 50, 60. I don't have enough. I can get a shield. A war shield. Which gets... A war shield's pretty cool. It gives me bash. A staff, a scepter, a net, trident. It's one-handed or two-handed, so I can have my trident and my shield, and then I get 1 hit. I still roll the same amount of dice, but it's 90 freaking gold. Jeez. A war scythe, a battle sword, battle axe, a flail. Ooh, but that's 120 gold. Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Zoom out. So we're going to go to the Emporium. We're going to shop. I'm going to buy this elven bow. That costs... I'm going to sell this for 50. I don't know why I hate myself so. So I'm going to sell that for 50. So I've got 50, 60, and 40, 105 gold. I have 105 gold. I'm going to buy this elven bow for 40 gold. So, boom, you got yourself a bow. Then... So I have 105 for 40, so I have 65 gold left. I can buy you some bows. Your next bow attack inflicts... You can only use 1 projectile item per attack. So I can get orcish arrows for 25 gold, which... no, I'm fine. I don't need that. Let me see. And so I have 65 left. I could buy some bandages. Is there anything that I can buy that'd be worth a hoot? I can get you a 2-handed sword, but you'd lose your shield, and I want you to have your shield. A net. A scepter, who cares about that? A staff. Your shield. A war shield. There's a hammer, but I don't roll as much die with a hammer. That's not fun. A crossbow, which would be cool. A cutlass, I don't roll as much. And a long sword, which will give me... Nope, that reduces my rolls as well. It gives me 2 red, but that 1 hit and 2 red. And it's 50. This could probably work. A long sword. It's a slashing weapon. So check this out. So this could probably work. Does the bow have a flip side? Yes, it does have a flip side, which it makes it stupid powerful. So, for this, I'm looking out for Jeanne right now, and this says that right now she's rolling 1 red and 3 blue. This will give her 2 reds, and that's it. But she gets an auto hit, so that offsets the 1 blue, potentially. Because I don't think blues have double crits. Yeah, blues don't have double crits. So it offsets 1 blue, so that gives me 1 hit. On a lightning, I do 2 more damage. So her damage potential now jumps to best case scenario. She will do. Is there 2 in lightning or just 2? So maximum damage, she will do 5 damage maximum with this weapon. With her weapon, her maximum damage is 2. With her present weapon, her maximum damage is 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5 damage with the potential to stun. And this one is with the potential that her max damage with the longsword does not guarantee crit because but with a double, once per round, perform an extra attack with this weapon. So I can hit twice, which means her max damage potential jumps to 10. Raphael, the rules said I have to take it at their weaker price. The rules of the book said, when I came to the Emporium, it said you may only acquire the cheapest side of each item. So I can't do the forward side. I think I might stick with this longsword, because if I get a double, I could slash twice with the potential to crit. My damage potential is 10 with that. That's the maximum best damage potential with that weapon is a 10. But I like the stun. I hate to lose a stun, though. I don't think I'm second guessing myself on this, and I don't want to buy it. Because stun is nice. But this is a double attack. Ooh. I don't know what to do. What do y'all think? Oh, you were looking at the rulebook. What do y'all think, though? Should I get the longsword to replace the mace? This is what... let me put them side by side. This is her stash weapon. The mace. And this is the weapon I'm thinking of replacing it with. Which is that. So the mace gives me 1 red, 3 blues. The blues don't have the double crit on them. So to offset one of the blues, I get an auto hit, but then that's 2 dice as opposed to 3 to roll. And I gain the crit potential, but I lose the stun potential. I think I'm just going to keep the mace. I don't know why. Something's telling me just to hang on to it and not buy that. So let's look at what we can buy for you. We can upgrade your shield. That's for 50. So I have 65 left. So if I buy the shield, then I could buy 1 bandage. And I think that's kind of what I want to do. I'm gonna upgrade her shield from the buckler to the war shield. So her war shield is going to be this new item, which if I attack with the war shield, I get 1 hit, I roll 1 and 2, and I get the bash ability. So I think I'm going to take that and pay 50, which leaves me with 15 gold left to buy small bandages. Target hero heals 2 HP and removes 1 body condition. So I'm going to buy 1 small bandage, and that's going to go to the lovely, lovely Artemis. And I think that's a good buy. That's all my money. All money gone, including the scales. Alright. So we have finished shopping. We're out of time, so we have to go to out, which is 17. Alright, 17. Way out. The party leaves the village to the northern gate, heading by the god's will towards the far city of Mantis. It would seem clear that their fate is intertwined with the queen and her capital. Travel in the Underrain map to the underground caves quest number 2. And that is where we're going to stop, because quest number 2... put this over here, move you here, move this up, is an actual battle map. Yep, it's a battle map. It's called the Starless Sky. So that is going to be... So we're going to quest number 2 right now, which is the underground caves on this lovely, lovely map. Lots of stuff to keep track of. Lots of stuff to keep track of. So we are... why didn't I get that? I wonder how I got there. It's the abandoned mines. I want to get there. We are here, underground caves 2. So however I was supposed to get here, I failed and I didn't get that quest. I'm sad. I'm sad I didn't get that quest. What would I have had to do? What I had to do? Flip Enchanted Anvil, play 50 gold. I could have gambled, done that. I went to the Miners' Council, the Town Hall, the Old Court, and the Emporium. I went to all those places. Aw, sad face. Okay, hey Pickle, what's going on? I did the shield. She absorbs everything. Yeah, I grabbed the shield. Alright, so when we return on Friday, we're going to be playing Underground Caves. So we're going to go into Quest 2. So we're going to end it here for Quest 1, which is... we went a little further than just the starter base God's Temple quest. We went to the village, we did the part way, and now we're going to the Underground Caves, which will be Quest 2. So I plan to schedule that for Friday, and we'll play it Friday morning, actually. I'm hoping to break this one out with my brother-in-law eventually. I think he'd love it. I like this game. I think it's great. But we're just getting into the fun of it. So I'm going to get that scheduled for Friday, and Friday morning we're going to do Quest 2. Morning-ish. So we'll do Quest 2, and then we'll move on and see where the rest of the story takes us. But so far, so good. Yeah, this is fun. Intro. All right. Thank you, Derek. This was a great stream. Really enjoyed it. No, thank you. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. So how did you feel Two-Handed was? Yeah, I played Two-Handed. Two-Handed was manageable. I was okay with it. I was completely fine with Two-Handed. It was fun. I had a good time with it. It wasn't too much. It wasn't overbearing or anything like that. And chat, you all were here to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So I really appreciate that. But this was definitely a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I like this game. What I'm planning on doing, I think you could have played Three-Handed. No. No. Two-Handed's good. Two-Handed's good. What I plan on doing though is so this is Ancient Chronicles. I'm going to be playing this right here live, and we're going to make this a reoccurring thing, and we're going to go through the quests because I'm really enjoying how this plays, and this is going really well. So my plan though, nice, I'll have to go back and watch the rest of the stream. No problem. My plan though is I want to see, since Steve got me into this game, I want to see if he and I can get an Immortal Souls campaign going. So we can play that as well. So you'll see 2 Sword and Sorcery campaigns happening at the same time. One by myself that'll happen, and then the other one with Steve that will play Immortal Souls. So I'm trying to talk him into it. So whenever you go on this stream, just be like, hey, hashtag Immortal Souls with Canje. That's what I want you to add. Hashtag Immortal Souls with Canje. So we're trying to get that going. And so because I want to play through all the content, I really like what I'm seeing here. He's got all the content. And it's going to be good. Okay, so what's coming up next? Immortal Souls is the first game, right? Yes, I believe so. I believe it's the first game. I played the first mission with him, and from the first intro mission, I was hooked. So Steve got me into this game as well. The man knows how to spend our money, doesn't he? So, Before I go, I want to show y'all something. Actually, don't leave just yet. I want to show y'all something. For people who are interested in getting into this game, I want to be an information broker. Okay, that's what I am. I'm an information broker. So let me show you this. If you live in these continental United States, if you live in the US, go to thegamesteward.com. Right, that's these guys right here. Come up here and type in sword and sorcery. And if you do not own any of the content right now, you can get the Legendary Hero Bundle, which is the Kickstarter edition, for 160 bucks. 40% off. So 160 bucks. What does that come with? That comes with the base game, which is what we're playing now, which you get the heroes, enemies, the rulebook, the storybook, the stuff that we've been going through. Then you also get Kickstarter Set 1, which comes with a new hero, which is the Miss Valkyrie hero, and 2 allies. Some more enemies to add. So those Venom minions that I pulled out, those aren't in the base game, but you will get them and their nests included with that, plus the Valkyrie enemy, plus the Tristan Nemesis. You also get the sculpted 3D tokens, miscellaneous dashboards, the bag that you saw me have, some extra dice, which I do have, and the card holders, which you see over here on the side. You also get some more quests, and the God's tutorial quests, all that stuff, the soul counter that you saw me ticking up soul counters with, and more content. That was in Kickstarter 1. Kickstarter 2, which you also get with it, you get some allies, some hero form stuff, some more enemies to add to it if you want. A very big, nasty monster that I'm scared to fight for Act 2. More realm maps, more tiles, more. Then you get this challenge set where you can actually make the game easier or harder depending on what you want to do. Oop. I don't know why that's on there. Sorry. Basically what you want to do, so it's more creatures plus some enemy scrolls. So you get all of that for basically, and you get the expansion of what's it called? It's called like Win something. I have it. I opened it up, and that's as far as I got. But you get the expansion, so you get the stretch goal, all the stretch goals. You get the expansion the expansion, and which is 3 and 4 for your character for leveling up, and you get the base game, and you get a bunch of this, and this is all Kickstarter content that you get. But you get all that for 160. Northwind Tales. Thank you, Ryan. So, information broker, I say wallet killer. So if you are interested and you don't own this game and you're like, hey, I'm interested in getting it, a lot of people tell you, well, just buy the base game if you like it. Well, if you go on Amazon, right, so or wherever you go to shop for your games, and you go to Amazon and you type in Sword and Sorcery board game, and you go to the Chronicles ones, it's 76 bucks with the discount. So $76 just gets you the base game, 76 bucks. Or you pay $160 and get more. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you pay, you'll pay 76, so double that's what 150 something, so a little bit more than double, and you get all the extra stuff for what you pay for. So just keep that in mind. I'm an information broker. I'm not saying go buy it. I am just passing on information for you to consume at your leisure. That's all I'm saying to it. For the amount of content included, that's a damn good deal. That's why I bought it. That's why Cybermaid made me buy it. So Cybermaid made me buy this game because they told me about this deal. And he said, like, hey, I got the Legendary Bundle for 160 from Game Steward. I went there. It's still the same price with 40% off. Sold. And I'm happy. I'm happy with the game. I think it's great. So if you are interested and you're saying you want to get, I think this is a good deal for you to get it. Otherwise, the Kickstarter's coming out soon, and that's Act 2 that you can grab, but you'll need this game to play Act 2. So just passing on information. Do your research always. Think about what you want to get and what you want to pick up before you purchase. Know that it's a big game. It's 10 quests for this act, and then the next act is probably like 5 more, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked yet, but it's 10 quests for the base game. Get it to the table, play it, enjoy it, and we'll see how it goes. It would be perfect for someone newer to the hobby, not the newest hotness, so you can get it cheap, but not outdated by any means. Exactly. So just passing on information. Game Steward's there if you live in the US. If not, there are probably some other options out there as well for you to choose from. So, but all I know is of this deal that's within the US. All right. So thank you everybody for joining me for the first playthrough of Ancient Chronicles, and I really love this game, and I'll try to get these minis painted, but not by Friday. So you'll see Quest 2 without them painted, and then hopefully when we do Quest 3, they'll be painted minis. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to my patrons, my YouTube subscribers, and if you're neither just coming in the hangout, thank you and welcome as well. I really appreciate it. I will see you all Thursday for Skyrim playthrough. Are you gonna make me track down Immortal Souls? Probably. So just remember, everybody, I love you all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.